Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Friday, January 5th, 2024. Welcome to another entry in my collection of daily vlogs, my morning stand-ups, where I report both to myself and to anyone willing to watch what I'm doing to try to make content creation a sustainable full-time operation. Eventually, I'm hoping. So let's start with talking about yesterday. I'd already gotten out 2 long-form videos this week, and so I knew I had next week where I'm going to be out of pocket. So I was running out of short videos. So I took one of my tier ranking videos and I chopped it up into 21 new short videos. It's amazing how I remember there was a time when I looked at short videos, the shorts, as going, oh, this crazy fad that's causing me heartache. However, if you can find a way to leverage that older content into something new, it's surprising how content that even people have already seen, they will watch the short nugget version of and comment on again. It's, I guess YouTube knew what they were doing after all, and the TikTok trend is, it's definitely a thing, and it certainly hasn't hurt. If anything, it's helped my overall engagement and viewership and subscribers. The trick is to not invest too much time in it, probably, unless you're just a superstar getting millions of views on them. I get a few thousand per short, and so spending, a couple of hours on a Thursday to make 21 of them, good for several weeks, that's the way to go, because those are really yielding benefits. Case in point, I released a short yesterday, and I think it did about 1,000 views. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. That's kind of what they do sometimes, between 1,000 and 5,000, whatever. And then this morning, it banged out like 3,000 more views, like at 6 a.m. I'm like, okay, whatever. So that was a fine investment. I also got out and got my hair cut because I'm going out of the house to next week for the first time in a while. I thought I should look semi-presentable. I took care of that. I did a little writing for the podcast that we'll record today. That's pretty much consumed yesterday. Stat-wise, we'll just talk about briefly that I have this arbitrary low water mark that I have been calling a high water mark. It's a low water, whatever it is. I like to keep at 10,000 views per day and 50 subscribers per day on average over the last 7 days running. And we're still there, though we're dipping a little bit in the subscribers. It was a weekday yesterday. We're at 11,000 views per day, 58 subscribers per day. Still great. Still, a year ago, John is doing laps around the house cheering. Today, it's like, hey, we're still above the water mark. So, not a new 100 subscriber landmark though, milestone, whatever I call them, because it was kind of a weak subscriber day yesterday. I think it was like 40 or so. So it was on the low end. Let's talk about today and next week a little bit. So in case you missed yesterday, I'm leaving Monday to fly to Vegas because I was invited to attend the Consumer Electronics Show this year. I have some stuff I have to get ready for that. I have some packing and prepping to do. My primary focus today is I have to be ready to record the podcasts for the next 2 weeks this afternoon. Mo and George and I will get together and do that. Now, the trick is, as was in my previous life, I've been doing this for 7 years or so, only the last year full time. So even when I was on the road as a road warrior traveling 90% of the time, I was still recording and editing the podcast. But again, I'll have to be in Vegas in my hotel room, cranking out the podcast edit because it still releases on Thursday, which is, I'm used to that. I'm used to that. Working the day, come back to the hotel, do some editing. It's normal, but it's been a while since I've done it. So I have a little hotel computer that I hook up to the TV with a real mouse and keyboard so I can get it done appropriately. And so I will get that done during the week next week. Another thing that happened over the night is I'm debating. I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to, but I was kind of thinking maybe I'd like to have one more long form video this week before I go, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to tackle something and something. But My Arcade released another couple of mystery images, so I think maybe I might do a very quick video looking at those, updating the one I did the other day to show the higher contrast, and to mention to my greater subscriber base that I will be at CES. Just in case any of them are there and they want to stop by and say hi or what, I don't know. I debated whether I didn't want it to sound like braggy, like I'm going to be at CES, because I don't feel that way at all. I feel very flattered and humbled to be able to go. So it's not going to be like this, like, ha ha. If anything, it's going to be, by the way, I will be there to try to find out more, I think. So I don't think it does any harm. So, and then, I need to do a little more. I've been, roaming around gathering things. Because I used to travel a lot, I had like dedicated baggage for everything. Like I have 2 of everything. 2 toothbrushes and 2 combs and 2 nail clippers and 2 white noise machines beside the bed, all that. But not traveling over the last few years, a lot of that's kind of leaked out of the bag that I normally keep it in. So I got to make sure all that stuff's together, being away for a week. Because I'm a very kind of like weird, picky, meticulous traveler. I kind of like have my stuff that I set up in my hotel room. You don't care about that. But I got to find that crap and get it together because I'm leaving Monday morning I had to leave my house at 4 a.m. for a 6 a.m. flight on Monday. So well before, hopefully before you wake up, I'll be in the car on my way to the airport for my trip. And it's going to be cold out there. It's going to be cold in Vegas. I think I saw highs in the 50s, lows in the 30s all week out there. I've never been in Vegas when it's cold. I've only been there as it's nearing summer and it's sweaty. But I got a jacket. That's fine. Yeah, so I think really today is prep the pod and maybe knock out one little video about that other thing, kind of CES oriented, to kind of lay the groundwork for what's going to happen next week. And that's going to take up my day. That'll do it. That's enough. So again, next week, remember, I will not be here every morning. If I have the ability and I remember and it's a thing I can get done, I may knock out a little video or something to just say hi, that I'm there or whatever. Don't count on that though. So if you don't see me next week here on this channel on the vlog, know it's because I'm away at CES. I'm not in my house to stand in front of this camera and under these lights to talk to you. So that's the deal. So yeah, that'll do it for today, for Friday. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of apprehensive. All my life I've had imposter syndrome that, do I really deserve, do I know enough to be there? And like, I know my brain, like I know enough stuff to be able to do this thing. It's just, yeah, I don't take, anyway, you know what imposter syndrome is. It's a thing and it lives in my brain rent free. Okay, let me get after it. Thank you for stopping in to check out today's vlog. Of course, if you did, if you're here every day, you know I love you for that. Thank you so much for being part of my support system and helping me stay motivated. Have a great Friday, a wonderful weekend, a splendiferous, I just need another adjective, next week if I don't get to talk to you here on this vlog, but I will be putting out material over on the main channel, of course. And I'll talk to you a week from Monday? That doesn't work. Bye-bye.